All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down this really fascinating and honestly kind of chilling scientific paper. It's all about an object that just dropped into our cosmic neighborhood from deep space.
You know, it's a question we've all asked ourselves. Are we alone? But what if the first clue wasn't some clear radio signal? What if it was something way more subtle, like a visitor, just silently passing through our own backyard?
So, let's meet our mysterious guest, 3I/Atlas. Now, this is only the third interstellar object we've ever spotted. I mean, it's a traveler from a totally different star system, and right now, it's paying us a visit. But as we're about to find out, its journey here is, well, it's anything but ordinary. Okay, the two words you really need to hang on to here are anomalous characteristics. That's a direct quote from the scientific paper analyzing this thing's path. So this isn't just another space rock. Its behavior is so weird that it's got scientists running the numbers and exploring some seriously wild possibilities.
And this is where things take a turn. The paper frames its whole argument around this really unsettling idea about our place in the universe, an idea that might just give you goosebumps. So, to really get what they're saying, we've got to quickly talk about the Fermi paradox. In a nutshell, it's this. The universe is gigantic and ancient, right? So it should be absolutely crawling with alien civilizations. The question is, where is everybody?
Well, this leads to one possible and pretty grim answer: the dark forest theory. Picture the universe as a huge dark forest. It's full of silent hunters, and every civilization is one of them. The worst thing you can do is make a sound, because to announce your presence is to invite your own destruction. So the only winning move is to stay dead quiet. And if you happen to spot someone else, you take them out before they can do the same to you.
Okay, so here's the kicker. The scientist who wrote this paper used that scary dark forest idea as a lens to look at 3I/Atlas, and it led them to this absolutely startling hypothesis, that this object isn't just a comet, it might be, and I'm quoting here, technological and possibly hostile. Now that is a huge claim, right? So what on earth could make them even suggest something like that? Well, it all starts with the object's very, very suspicious path through our solar system. According to the paper's analysis, the route 3I/Atlas is taking is just suspiciously convenient. It's not just zipping through space randomly. Nope, it's making these really close passes to several planets, like Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. And its orbit is almost perfectly aligned with ours, which makes it way easier to navigate our solar system. The paper actually calls it a path of relative impunity. So, just how convenient is this path? You have to ask, right? Well, the authors actually crunched the numbers. They calculated the odds of an interstellar object just happening to take this specific planet-hopping route by pure chance, and the result? Less than 1%. That is incredibly unlikely. To put it another way, think about a typical interstellar comet. It usually comes screaming in at a really steep angle, passing way over or way under all the planets. But 3I/Atlas, it's flying almost flat, right in the middle of all the action. If you were designing a probe, whether for spying or something else, this is the exact kind of strategically perfect orbit you'd want. Okay, so its path is suspicious. We've established that. But the paper goes even further. It actually proposes a way that a technological object could stop and decide to stay, all without us ever seeing it happen. And the key to this whole secret plan? The sun. You see, as 3I/Atlas gets closer to the sun, there will be a time when, from our viewpoint here on Earth, it's completely blocked from our sight. It'll literally vanish. The paper suggests this eclipse is the absolute perfect cover to pull off a secret, high-stakes maneuver. And here's what that move would be. It's got a fancy name, a reverse solar Oberth maneuver. But in simple terms, it's brilliant. You use the sun's massive gravity to get going at an insane speed. Then, just as you swing around it, you fire your engines like crazy to slam on the brakes. The paper argues this is the most efficient way for an interstellar ship to stop and settle into a stable orbit. And the best part? The whole thing could happen while it's completely hidden behind the sun. We wouldn't see a thing. So if this maneuver actually happens and it's successful, the paper lays out a potential timeline. The closest approach to the sun, that's called the perihelion, is set for 2024. And if Earth is the target, well, an optimal intercept path would put it on our doorstep just over a year later, in late November or early December of 2025. Now, of course, Earth might not be the only stop on the tour.
The paper also points out that a tiny change in its speed, something not caused by gravity, could be a sign that it's actually aiming for a rendezvous with Jupiter instead. So you can bet scientists are going to be watching its every move for any unexpected nudges.
So let's put it all together. You've got a trajectory with a less than 1% chance of being random. You've got a perfect opportunity to hide behind the sun, slam on the brakes, and enter our orbit completely unseen. When you add all that up, that initial startling idea from the paper comes sharply back into focus. Are we looking at something that is, in fact, technological and possibly hostile?
So, in the end, what is 3IATLAS? Is it just a fascinating but totally harmless rock from a distant star? Or could it be something more? A silent hunter, maybe, arriving exactly like the dark forest theory predicts. For now, all we can really do is keep watching the skies and wonder.